previous X Games legend Travis Pastrana talks about his upcoming jump to pay tribute to Evel Knievel on Monday, June 4. During the July 8 televised event, he plans to ride an Indian Scout FTR 750 similar to the motorcycle Knievel used. Pastrana is practicing at an undisclosed location in the Inland Empire. Photo by Frank Bellino, contributing photographer. Sound. The gallery will resume in second as X Games legend Travis Pastrana talks about his upcoming jump to pay tribute to Evel Knievel on Monday, June 4. During the July 8 televised event, he plans to ride an Indian Scout FTR 750 similar to the motorcycle Knievel used. Pastrana is practicing at an undisclosed location in the Inland Empire. Photo by Frank Bellino, contributing photographer. Next show caption. One of 4 10th Games legend Travis Pastrana talks about his upcoming jump to pay tribute to Evel Knievel on Monday, June 4. During the July 8 televised event, he plans to ride an Indian Scout FTR 750 similar to the motorcycle Knievel used. Pastrana is practicing at an undisclosed location in the Inland Empire. Photo by Frank Bellino, contributing photographer. Expand. Motocross legend Travis Pastrana described the 120-foot gap between launching and landing ramps at his Inland Empire practice site as just the starting point as he prepares to recreate 3 iconic Evel Knievel stunts. "We want to get that back to 180. We want to take it back 60 more feet," Pastrana said on Monday, June 4. "But I don't want to start there and be in the middle of the air and go, oh, we're not going to make it." Pastrana, a 34-year-old daredevil who has won multiple racing championships and performed many stunts of his own, plans to honor Knievel, the man who thrilled millions half a century ago with death-defying motorcycle jumps and inspired a generation to worship action sports. Start your day with the news you need from the Bay Area and beyond. Sign up for our new Morning Report weekday newsletter. X Games legend Travis Pastrana is getting ready to recreate 3 of Daredevil icon Evel Knievel's most memorable stunts. Photo by Frank Bellino, contributing photographer. On July 8 in Las Vegas, Pastrana plans to fire up a motorcycle and, in the span of 3 hours, jump 18 passenger cars, then 16 Greyhound buses and finally the fountain at the famed Caesars Palace Resort, calling to mind 3 of Knievel's most famous stunts. Evel Live is scheduled to be televised by the History cable channel beginning at 5 p.m. July 8. It is being promoted by Nitro Circus and Indian Motorcycle. The goal is to make the event as authentic as possible. So instead of launching from a lightweight, modern-day dirt bike, Pastrana will be riding an Indian Scout FTR 750, similar to the Triumph that Knievel rode at Caesars Palace on deck. 31, 1967. "The Scout has twice as much power," said Brad Baker, a factory rider for Indian Motorcycle. "But it's 100 pounds heavier," he said. "We're going to have to hit the jump a little faster on that motorcycle, because it falls out of the sky a little faster," Pastrana said. "Indeed," said Tay Sewell, team technical director, "it's not a jumping bike. It's a flat-track bike. It's designed not to get off the ground." Tay Sewell, technical director for Travis Pastrana's team, talks about a planned jump over 16 Greyhound buses in Las Vegas next month. Photo by David Downey, staff. "That's where preparation will help." Pastrana and his team plan to spend the next 10 days, through June 14, practicing getting off the ground, with actual ramps to be used in Las Vegas, at a testing location in the Inland Empire. The team talked to reporters on Monday on condition the location not be revealed. As the televised event begins, Dave Matthews, global head of events for Nitro Circus, said Pastrana will attempt to jump the length of 18 cars or 145 feet. The idea is to replicate Knievel's February 18, 1973, successful jump of 50 crunched cars, the equivalent of 17 car widths, at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Then, Sewell said, Pastrana is scheduled to jump 16 Greyhound buses or 155 feet. That stunt is designed to call to mind Knievel's successful clearing of 14 Greyhound buses on October 25, 1975, at the Kings Island theme park in Ohio. And the trio of stunts is to conclude with a dramatic reconstruction of the 1967 fountain jump that severely injured Knievel. Team members said the first two stunts are to take place in a parking lot at Planet Hollywood. From there, a police escort will bring him to Caesar's Palace, where he will face a different environment than did Knievel. The fountain is still there, but the area around it has changed. And instead of having 400 feet to rev up to 80 miles per hour or so before he catches air, Pastrana will have at most 208 feet before launching, Matthews said. You're actually starting up against a bar, Matthews said. And they don't want to close it. One of the landing ramps that Travis Pastrana is preparing to practice on in the Inland Empire over the next week and a half. Photo by David Downey, staff. Despite the challenge of doing all three stunts in the same night, Pastrana said he isn't worried. Our goal is kind of what Evel always did, go as big as humanly possible and push the limits of whatever machine you're on, he said. Pastrana also is determined to look the part. Ever the showman, Knievel wore a leather suit and high-heeled boots. And he had a cape. Pastrana will don the same, all in white. Wardrobe is Evel Knievel to a T, he said. Custom-tailored high-heeled dress boots. Not exactly the safest thing, but here for the show. You might also like tech-savvy Chinese high school catches napping. Straits Times. What ails Singapore Airlines? Business Times. Apply for credit cards and get an anti-theft bag worth www.bankbazaar.sg. Learn to automate your trades with MT4 IG Singapore. Why you should try a free MetaTrader 4 account today. IG Singapore. This 29-year-old made $10 million in watches in 3 years. Defolio. Howard Stern character died of heroin overdose. TMZ. MercuryNews.com. Coach on Oracle Arena. I can't believe the thing is. MercuryNews.com. Carolyn Hacks. I like her, but her house is messy. And MercuryNews.com recommended by